jumps 6'6". That's close to the top of the net. Imagine her just getting over that net with the old Fosbury flop. Very effective serve by Penn State that time, creating the overpass.
You'd be hard-pressed to find a better athlete in women's college athletics, and a collision between Engel and Hooker by Alicia Glass, and they slammed into each other pretty hard.
They really did. There was great confusion. Engel still limping around a little. Hooker and Engel went for the same set. It looked like it was for both of them.
And again, they're playing the 6-2 that they just switched to a few weeks ago. So Engel has not been a hitter all year long.
Here's that collision again. Two hitters, going down for the same set, but it stays alive. And now Coach Jarrett Elliott calling a timeout, letting those two players cool off a little bit, shake it off.
He's arguing, too, that last call that went against Texas. They're down 6-3 here in the fourth. Texas winning the first two sets, Penn State the third, and they are up early in the fourth. And let's go back to that last play that Jarrett Elliott was arguing about.
Well, we saw the crash early in the rally, but later on, Alicia Glass throws it down, and Jen Doris, number 8 on your screen in the burnt orange, right here, tries to play the ball up. With a fist, it looks like. She got called for a lift, and that's what Coach Jarrett Elliott was arguing. He felt that that was not a lift. The danger he has in arguing too much is that the team starts focusing on other things. They really need to get back to passing the ball. There's a great pass by Ashley Engel. Oh, nice hand kick there.
Rico kept it alive. Kistner got to it for Texas, and now Destiny Hooker is blocked.
And how many were up? 2 that time. Early in this match, the only player up at the net was number 7. Watch Alyssa DeRico come flying in here. What a great up, just with the left hand. When it goes to your left, you want to go with your left hand. And then good help by the wing blocker that time. They've got it.
Free ball for Texas. Engel
coming for the X.
Coker, Doris, no. They'll try again. Hooker out of the back.
What an up.
Right at Blair Brown at about 60 miles an hour. Glass tried to dunk.
Nice read by 2 Texas players all over that. Watch the dunk.
Blocked by Hodge. Engel couldn't take a chance, had to dig it up. Another step for Penn State. Jarrett Elliott quickly up off the bench saying, hey, let's settle down, everybody, for Texas.
And again, an out-of-system play, a broken play. It's hard to swing low seam. That was a well-formed block by Penn State. Another nice pass by Engel.
5-0 run, and the Penn State fans have something to cheer about.
Watch Hooker coming out of the back. Nope.
Coker gets the kill outside to Roberson. Point Texas.
I thought for sure that ball was going to Destiny Hooker. She's the one who was really, she calls herself the Eveready, the bunny, who just wants to infuse her teammates with all that energy. When they get her going, they get going.
Doris, the serving error, giving Penn State a free point.
Penn State cooling Hooker off just a little bit is giving itself a chance. In this particular formation, Kistner is standing in the middle. 3 Texas passers.
Engel to Coker. And the kill. Rachel Adams, the sophomore from Cincinnati. 6 now for Rachel. And Engel will go back, the left-hander to serve.
Adams really happy not to be playing with that brace that she had to use all last season after she strained that MCL.
Glass to Hodge. Kistner again. Hodge to Barza. Setting up the middle.
Alicia Glass picking her spots, trying to get a player who doesn't normally notch many kills involved just enough so that it keeps the opponents honest.
Engel finding Adams, making some noise now in the fourth. Sydney Yogi comes on to serve. Glass looking to Megan Hodge. Yogi dug it up for Texas. The quick counter. Hooker. Yes. Destiny with 25 kills tonight.
That's the transition that Texas was so effective in sets 1 and 2. Digging by Kistner. Termination by Hooker.
Rolls over for Penn State. Now Texas. Adams again.
Engel trying to mix it up. Adams notching a few effective kills here in transition against a one-on-one block.
Blair Brown, no doubt about that one. Point Penn State.
The previous play, Penn State wanted to run that same thing, but Blair Brown ran to a different space on the court, so she had to just barely get it over. Penn State's got to clean up its communication. Can't have any doubt between setter and hitter.
Darcy Dorton, Yogi down to pick it up. Now Fawcett with the tip. DeRico covers. Balza cannot finish. Here comes Engel. Adams taking over for Texas. Undefeated Penn State in white. The 2 seed, Texas Longhorns in burnt orange. Texas trying to deny Penn State what has never been done before, and that's win 3 consecutive Division I volleyball championships. Destiny Hooker with 26 kills. And for the Nittany Lions, for the first time in 2 years, they are down 0-2 in a match. And that 101 consecutive win streak is in serious doubt. Off the antenna, Point Texas. And they have come back to tie it up here in the fourth.
There are so many eerie similarities between the 1992 UCLA team that tried to win 3 in a row and this Penn State team, 4 returning All-Americans, same thing.
Fawcett with the stuff, and Texas has the lead.
Lost the first 2, won the third, but lost in 4. Penn State might have that happen here. Timeout Penn State.
7-1 run for the Longhorns. And the solo swat for Julianne Fawcett. Back at the St. Pete Times Forum in Tampa, where the Texas Longhorns, after that bitter disappointment of a loss in the semifinals a year ago, trying to win the national championship. It would be the program's second. And the first time they won it, none of the current players was even alive back in 1988.
As Engel just said on that tape, I wasn't even born at that time. Got to it in '95, also in the final, but lost to Nebraska. But in a great position here after being down early on that 7-point run, now up by 1.
Glass looking to Megan Hodge, the National Player of the Year, gets the kill for Penn State.
And if Penn State is going to get going, it's got to be Hodge. She's hitting only 104 on the season. She's hitting 386. Meanwhile, Hooker close to her season average, carrying the Texas offense.
Blair Brown looking to Darcy Dorton, tried to push it deep. Kistner is there. Here comes Texas. Destiny Hooker. Hodge tried to tip it out of the back. Dorton now swinging for Penn State. She's blocked. Looking at Hodge out of the back. Off the block and out. Penn State back in front.
We've talked about it this postseason, working off the ball. And in that case, Darcy Dorton got blocked almost certain point going toward the floor. And then a great cover by the libero, Alyssa DeRico, keeping it alive. That's a working off the ball play, much like rebounding in basketball.
It has happened twice in championship history where a team has rallied from an 0-2 deficit to win the national championship. That is what Penn State is trying to do tonight, and certainly Cards plant a seed in Texas' head because not only was that a disappointing loss in the semis last year, but it was a loss where they were winning 2-0 and dropped 3 straight to get eliminated.
And I mentioned it once before, but Penn State's not playing its best. A lot of that is Texas taking Penn State out of its game, but the great teams figure out a way to win. Even if they only have 60% going, they figure out how to get 100% of that 60%. And Penn State, to really show its greatness, would be able to come back here in the 5th.
Destiny Hooker has tied her career high with 27 kills in the biggest match of her life.
The one set, these 4 that she got slowed down, was the one Penn State won, but now she has Texas in a good state here, going down the tarmac to launch.
Wilson had a long way to go for that one. Kistner pancakes it up. Double contact called on the Longhorns. Point Penn State.
Another nice stuff by Kistner. But of course, Roberson not able to control that ball. A mishandled ball. You hate to have that happen when you make a great defensive play.
Coker. Roberson slams it home.
But she sure makes up for it with that one. I like what she did there. You see, she didn't try to hit down steeply to the floor. She hit the last 5 feet of court. Very rarely will that get blocked to the floor, if it gets blocked at all.
All tied up midway through the 4th. Glass to Hodge. Nice get by Hooker. Roberson long. Penn State back up by 1.
That was a nice up by Hooker. She's not expected to play a lot of defense. They keep her in the back row. She's doing a little more passing, a little more defense, but they really want to use her in the offense. Maybe coming here.
There's Hooker against the triple block. Hodge. The 2-time defending champs, up 2 in the 4th.
We talked about it early. Penn State blockers not helping out, but in that rally, they helped out a lot, got the touch, and then Hodge gets the kill at the end.
Timeout, Texas. They win this set, they win the title. In this race to 25 points, you have to win by 2. Penn State wins it, we'll go to a 5th. And we've got another 1 versus 2 showdown for you coming up in basketball on Wednesday night. All part of Holiday Hoops, presented by Kay Jewelers. Undefeated Stanford, undefeated UConn. For more information, log on to ESPN.com and check out the action Wednesday night at 5:30 on ESPN2, and a matchup of the 2 teams expected to vie for the championship next spring. Stanford a win today over Tennessee. UConn has 1 more game tomorrow before that showdown with Stanford.
Much like all season long, the expected matchup in the volleyball world. And the volleyball world was hoping for it as clearly the 2 best teams of the season. Texas versus Penn State. Everybody's getting their money's worth tonight.
The Longhorn volleyball team trying to set the tone for the rest of the sports currently going on at Texas. Of course, the football team will be playing in the BCS championship. Men's, women's basketball, swimming and diving for the men and women. They will all be in contention for a championship throughout their seasons. And yesterday, Jarrett Elliott heard from football coach Mac Brown, got this text about David and Goliath. Tell the ladies, I wish I could be there. I will be in spirit. Hook 'em, Mac. And a very tight-knit athletic community in Austin. They are all rooting for Texas here this evening. They already beat North Carolina in men's basketball earlier today. Ashley Engel, strong serve. They'll get a free ball. Engel looking to set, full set, got it.
Remember that missed serve by Ariel Wilson coming out of the timeout. Penn State had Texas down by 2, forced that timeout. One of the surprises that's got to be